Hey, everybody. Hey, happy Wednesday. I hope everything is going your way today. Hey, listen, we are in for another episode tonight of You Could Be Dating a Narcissist Ideal Partners. We are on, if I can talk, we are on part 8. I'm Kisa, Coach K, and welcome in on this wonderful Wednesday. So, who am I? I am Kisa. I am Coach K. Okay. I am a life coach. In addition to being a life coach, I am a 30-year broadcasting and media pro. Okay. So, I have been working this for the past 30 years of my life, communicating and sharing with people just what they need to for their lives, communicating from a broadcast news perspective, and now communicating as a certified life coach, helping people navigate change. All right, our company Sharper Associates is also a coaching, media training, and publicist arm as well. So all things communication, it's what I do. Also a writer for the Birmingham Times. So again, all things communications. Okay. So again, in this juncture of life, I'm a life coach. And so you can reach out for a free, if I can get my words right tonight, a free clarity call at keisasharp.com/life coaching. We're also the proud makers of the luxurious brand All Shea Naturals, luxury body butters and sugar scrubs, and even body oils. And listen, I really didn't time it like this, but I'm in the middle. In fact, we are in production in the middle of making some of our product right now for some of our customers. So that's a little bit of the shea butter applied, and I want you to see exactly what happens to my hands as I apply it. You see that nice little sheen you can see on the top of my hands? That it stays with you. Excellent product for eczema and just some really dry skin. I am giving you a 30% discount with code SUMMER, SUMMER, code SUMMER. Whether you like shea butter, it will make an amazing gift for someone as well. Okay. If you want them to try to give them a luxury body product, because I maintain that sometimes we as entrepreneurs and busy professionals don't have time to go to the spa. So with All Shea Naturals, guess what? We bring the spa to you. So that is our website. Remember, 30% discount with code SUMMER as we get ready to wrap up the summer season. And for those of you who want to pair with our mission, Sharper Associates is our Cash App. I've had people ask me, how do we support you? And for all of those of you who have, I certainly thank you for that. Really and truly, one of the greatest ways that you can support us in our mission of just educating and coaching people is to share what we do. Share the broadcast, like the broadcast. We get the message out to other people. And why am I doing it? Because we have people that we coach. I have people that I coach who are dealing in this arena. It's different in the dating arena in 2024 compared to 30 years ago. And quite frankly, people need help navigating. Now, I know some people will never say it, but you would be surprised how many people are just having trouble understanding. They're asking me questions like, why in the world are people having trouble connecting? Why haven't I been asked on a date in over 3 years? Why don't guys approach me? Why is it so challenging for me to meet a nice lady? All of these challenges are going on. So we have more technology at our hands. We appear to be more connected than ever before because we're on all of these social media platforms. Okay, we just seem to be real connected, and we're doing a lot of talking. But the thing about it is we're talking, and everybody is talking in their platform and in their silo. But the deal is we're not connecting. Everybody's talking. We're talking, and we're talking at each other. We're sending messages. We're sending messages through posts and pictures and all that kind of stuff. But again, we're doing a lot of talking, and it's out there in the atmosphere. That's what it looks like. We're just talking. We're talking. We're yapping. We're talking. We're posting. We're posting. We're talking. We're liking. We're commenting, and all of that. And this is what we're doing, just all over the atmosphere. Okay. I mean, really, that's what we're doing. But do you notice what's not happening? we're not connecting. We're not looking at each other and stopping. Because, y'all, I don't care what we say. This is a dating tip, okay? This is 52-year-old Kisa talking as opposed to a 32 or even 42-year-old Kisa. I'm glad for all of the resources that we have on the internet. But, sweetheart, if she's not pulling you out of the virtual world, move on. If she's not pulling you out of the virtual world, if she's not pulling you out of the text message sequence, move on. If I want to get to know you, I want to spend time with you, I want to talk to you, I want to get to sense your energy, I want to be around you. If I'm not doing that, move on. Keep it moving. Okay? Well, maybe he's just okay. We make all the excuses that we want. But later on, when they're not fighting for the relationship, when you're finding out that they're dealing with multiple people, when you understand that they don't have a character trait that you really value or it's really important to you, you'll start thinking about why we need to either back up and slow that thing down and watch it a little bit more, or either get ready to move on. And if it's too hard, and maybe that's a little bit harsh, but if it's too hard to just move on, then guess what? Slow it down and have an accurate picture and talk to someone so they can help give you an accurate picture as well. Because sometimes our view is jaded. I'm looking at this screen right now. And although I appear to be, able to see everything, the vision is a little bit blurry because the 52-year-old Kisa actually needs glasses. So you know what? I pull up my accessories here. And guess what? I put on my accessories and everything looks so much more clear. The same is true as it relates to our relationships. Sometimes we need glasses. Sometimes we need a different perspective. There it is. In the way of our friends and family, and they can help us. I don't like anybody in my business. Sweetheart, sometimes we need people in our business because our vision is challenged or it's shaded. Again, I see you, but I sure don't see you as clearly. It may seem as if I do, but I don't. Much better now. I can see clearly now, the glasses are on. Gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. You like how I just did that? I know, right? I know, right? Y'all, look at my hands, how they glisten with the shea butter on there. I mean, I'm just saying. Let me say it again. allshaynaturals.com. Okay. You can even sign up for one of our plans. We have a princess plan. Under $20 a month, you get consistent delivery of our product. This is how it looks. Okay. It's whipped. We have our own special concoction. It's homemade. It's all natural. If you want us to add some fragrance in there, we'll do it. I personally just like the all natural version without any fragrance. My sinuses thank me for that. But hey, you do you, boo. And if you want some fragrance, you let us know. So tonight, what are we talking about? Let me move on tonight. What we're talking about, right, is you could be dating a narcissist. Okay. And the ideal partner that they look for in the middle of giving you 10 character traits, okay? And tonight, we're looking at the next trait that a person who is a narcissist or narcissistic in nature or just very selfish in their relationships, because guess what? Not everyone is a narcissist, okay? Not everything is narcissism. I get that. I get that, right? That's a buzzword we're using. I get that too, because that is something that we are dealing with out here in these dating streets. Okay. I know that because my clients come to me with some of these things that are going on. Okay. But anyway, 10 character traits. So what's trait number 10? Okay. Drum roll, please. I'm just all over the place tonight. Drum roll, please. What's a character trait that people look for? Narcissists look for. They look for the character trait of people who are not good at receiving. I'm sorry, y'all. That water is just too good not to take down while y'all are listening and while I'm talking. Whew, that was good. So let me do a character trait check on you. In fact, let me include myself in here as well. Are you the type who gives all the time? Let's do a quick quiz. Do you give and don't expect anything in return? I just love giving. I don't, but people don't have to give back to me. I'm not expecting them to give anything. Why do I go in that high voice whenever I start? I have no clue. Let me ask you a question. Is that really realistic? It's almost like you going on a job and saying, "You know what? I just love what I do. I don't they don't have to pay me anything. I just love what I." What's up with the high-pitched voice? I'm sorry. It's just funny. I just love what I do. They don't have to pay me anything. I just love what I do. Okay. All right. How long does that last? You're hard at work and they don't have to pay you anything. Don't you think at some point you're going to get burned out? Well, let me help you out. I know at some point you're going to get burned out. I don't care how much you love it. You want something in return. Okay. You want something. If it's thank you, if it's praise, if it's, I mean, even as volunteers can get burned out. If you keep on letting people give and you don't reciprocate something, keyword, remember that word, reciprocate. So how long does that last? So now let me shift over to the dating arena, okay? When you talk about dating or being in a relationship with a narcissist, the thing that you have to understand that one of their character flaws, and y'all, please understand when I say this, we all have our character flaws, okay? Maybe it appears that I'm unfairly picking on narcissists. People are who they are, you know? We all have shortcomings, we all have flaws. But the more information that you know, the more you can deal with it, the more you can address it, okay? And prevent future hurt, harm, and disappointment, okay? When you start dealing with things sooner. That's the moral, by the way, of all of this. I want you to recognize issues and problems in your relationships and just start dealing with them. That's the big lesson of it all. I'm spending time. I'm giving you information because the dating streets are different, but it's also because we are not addressing issues. We need to address issues. Address issues. If you can see this, you can say something about it. You can address it, and that prevents you from wasting time and maybe even wasting emotional energy and wasting hurt, harm, or danger. Okay, I've made my point with that. All right. You have a responsibility. That's my next point. You have the responsibility of guarding your heart, not anybody else. It's not that other person. Well, they see what I'm doing and they won't do anything. Well, if you're dealing with someone who is not emotionally intelligent, okay, if you're dealing with someone who's not emotionally intelligent, meaning they don't read cues, relational cues, in the same way everyone else does, nor do they acknowledge those relational cues. If someone is respectful to me, I should be respectful to them. If someone is forthright with me and giving to me, I should be forthright and giving with them. Well, there's some people who aren't emotionally intelligent. None of that matters to them. You're nice, you're giving. They don't care about any of that. It's a one-way street and things flow outward. I've said this in a previous demonstration. Everything flows one way, one direction, giving, giving that way. Notice the direction. Notice there's not anything coming back here. Okay. So all of that to say, you have to be the one who guards your heart. And if you keep giving and if you keep depleting yourself and going that way and going that way, do you notice the direction? Nothing's coming back. You eventually become depleted. Let's think of it this way, okay? You have a bank account, right? You've set up a bank account. Let's say the amount that you have in there is $500,000. Well, over the past 5 years, all you've been doing is making withdrawals out of that 500. Did I say 5,000 or 500,000? $500,000. So over the past 5-10 years, you've just been doing this, taking money out, taking money out, taking money out. Well, what happens? It eventually becomes depleted. When you look up one day and see that you only have 25,000, duh. Well, I haven't put any deposits in there. Yeah, that's how it works. That's how it works. If you keep taking out, you're going to be left with nothing. Same thing in a relationship. You keep giving. And, my pastor taught me this a long time ago. I remember him saying this. And it was kind of a groundbreaking theory, okay? And this is especially for those of you who are empathetic and giving in nature. We only have a certain amount of emotional energy. We only have a certain amount of physical energy to give. We only have we have a certain amount, even a billionaire, millionaire has a certain amount of resources to give. And if you keep taking, extracting from your resources, you will eventually deplete those resources. It's the same with our emotions. We have a certain amount of emotional energy to give. You're working all day, you come home, you're working, you're tired, you've been talking to people all day, you've been serving people all day, you come home. Sometimes it can be challenging to want to walk in the door and just have a conversation with your spouse. You're not being ugly, you just need time to decompress because all day you have been giving out. You've been giving out with nothing coming back to you. What's up with me and these hands tonight, y'all? I don't know. But you've been giving out. You've been giving out. So by the time you come home, you're feeling somewhat depleted. It's the same thing in a relationship. You're constantly doing, you're constantly giving, you're constantly blessing, but is anything coming back to you? If you tell me that you're okay with that and you just love this person, but they have, other characteristics that you see, I'm going to say, okay, there's nothing I can do with that. But I would warn you, I would caution you, be careful with that because you're not an unlimited resource vessel. You're just not. And eventually your tank is going to run low if you're not refilling it somehow. And the question is, what are you going to do at that point? Again, we make these excuses naturally and in relationships, and then we end up becoming bitter. We end up becoming stressed out. Maybe it's a source of your stress and anxiety is because you're in a relationship with someone who's not treating you right, who's not matching energy for energy, who's not being a blessing to you. And again, I'm saying this to say, if you see this early on, it's okay to say, this needs to stop now, or we need to pivot. It's okay to say that. The problem, we don't say anything. We just let it continue to go. And years down the line, we're angry, we're bitter, and we're stressed, even though we're still with this person. But the issue is, they exemplified it at the beginning on Kisa and Joe earlier today. We were talking about this. You see the red flags, you see the pink flags, you see the orange flags, you see all these flags that say stop, no go, quit. This is an issue, slow down, address it, and we won't address it. And then years later, we're like, dog, I can't believe this. No, believe it. They showed you who they were. You just didn't acknowledge it because of either desperation, fear, or self-doubt. Fear, being afraid of losing that other person. Listen, sometimes you've got to be willing to lose it all in order to gain in a relationship. You've got to be willing. At some points, you've got to be willing to lose it all in order to gain. Okay? Now, I actually had a video for you all, and I'm trying to figure out what did I do with that video. Apparently, I closed That's it. I don't know what I did with that video, y'all. Just never mind. Never mind. But here's what I will do, and we'll kind of keep it moving. I actually had a video for you all, but look, we'll keep it moving, okay? Because that's just what I do. Heck yeah. So let's take a look right here in relationship really quickly. What is reciprocity in relationships from my very good people at verywellmind.com? Reciprocity, according to Very Well Mind, is a critical component of healthy relationships, which involves mutual exchange of support, emotional investment, care, and love. Mutual means one party's giving back, another party's giving in. It's coming back in another way. And, I was talking to one of my friends today about this in the sense that sometimes the things that we give, it doesn't always come back in the way that we think. I think, though, I would say, I think both of us, if we were to really kind of talk about this, I think we do understand that, and again, in other words, sometimes we do things and the blessing doesn't come from that person that we do things for. It can come in another way. That's what we were saying. But in a relationship, you all may disagree, but and you're perfectly fine to do that. But I believe when you're in a relationship with someone, it is healthy to expect mutual support from that person, to expect mutual care, mutual love. Now, the way they do it may not be exactly how you do it. The way it comes back may not be exactly how you would do it. But at some point, you do want to believe that you have someone who is willing to invest and who is willing to give of themselves in order for the relationship to prosper. And ideally, you have two people who are willing to die to self and who are willing to really make an investment in the relationship so the relationship can grow. Okay. You come together, this individual and this individual, you come together, you put everything together, which means a little bit of self has to go, or maybe even a lot of self has to go as you come together to build something. And what you do when you're together, you can then go up and you can then accelerate. So reciprocity, mutual exchange, each partner feeling able to share their needs, okay, or maybe even weaknesses and shortcomings, a willingness to meet the needs of the other person, a willingness to pivot, change, having open and honest communication. Look at this word, I love it. Not codependent. Being codependent means my world revolves around that person. If they're happy, I'm happy. If they're sad, I'm sad. If they want to do something, I want to do it. If they don't want to do something, I don't want to do it. That's codependent. Interdependence means each partner is separate, but they're choosing each other while maintaining their independence. That just came up. Let's see what they said. In which partners support one another while maintaining a clear sense of self. Hey, listen, you're a person who loves golfing. I'm not a golfer. I'm not going to change into a golfer, but I'll go to this golfing event with you to support you. Okay. I like to go shopping. He doesn't like to go shopping, and I really don't either, but this is an example. I like to go shopping. You don't like to go shopping, but you know what, babe? To support you, hey, I'm riding with you today. Let's go. I'm gonna look. I'm not gonna really go around and shop, but hey, I'm gonna sit down and just support you. I'm gonna go sit in the store. I'm gonna just hang out while you go shop, okay? And I'll sit down and I'll read a book or check on some things or whatever, or kind of handle some business. Is that okay? Absolutely. Interdependence. And then I like this term, emotional reciprocity, showing empathy and support and the return of that same empathy and support. Sometimes we need a person to just listen and show they care. Also, finally, not transactional. You're not keeping score, but a deep, vested understanding with reciprocity that this person has my best interest at heart and I have their best interest at heart. They're my person, I'm their person, and I'm willing to give, but they're also willing to give back. I don't believe I'm in this relationship in and of myself. Y'all, I'm Kisa. I want to encourage you, if you would like a clarity call, absolutely free, kisasharp.com/life-coaching, or hit me in my inbox. Hey, get in my DM, okay? And we can do a clarity call. No worries on that either, all right? We're going to continue on with our final two tips. We're winding down this week. Yay! So thank you for tuning in. Follow me on social media at Kisa Sharp. In the meantime, I'm Kisa Coach K, and I'm cheering for you. Until next time, my friends, thank you for watching. And remember, like and share the broadcast. That's how you show me love. Mwah! And that's how I show